I understand you two are quite the little troublemakers. You are both accused of breaking and entering into a secured facility and eating the residents there. They call you Chaos and you Mayhem, but those cute names didn't cut you any slack. You were both caught and threatened with termination. But I believe there is good in you. You just want to have a little fun. Chaos, Mayhem, I'd like to offer you a new home, a new life. Welcome home, you little river otters.
River otters are back in New Mexico and at the ABQ BioPark Aquarium. Visit their new home today.
I'd just like to introduce our mayor, Tim Keller, to come up here and talk about our new opening. Right.
Well, what a special day for the Duke City. We are so excited and just in time for the 4th of July for all of our community to get out and enjoy the new Otter exhibit. And so firstly, there is lots and lots of thanks to go around. We know the county was a great partner in this. We're going to hear from our commissioner. Of course, the society, excellent work on this. Dr. Fleming, everything's in good hands. You've done a great job. And one thing I think that I just want to emphasize is that, regardless of who's mayor, who's council, who's anyone, we have for a long time had an excellent biopark. And that's almost a credit to politicians not messing it up, but also to the amazing staff that puts up with everything else in the society. Thank you. And even for me, of course, as like a lot of young parents in Albuquerque, where do you go on a cold day? It's the weekend because school's out and kids are grumpy. They want to do something, but it's freezing or windy. Everyone comes here to the aquarium. So I can attest to literally being in line, I think at like 9:45, because I think it opens at 10 or maybe 11, I forget. But it's like all the parents, we're all there. We're all like, can we please just let our kids go inside? And so it's a really special place for a number of reasons. But also just have to share that, as a young dad, this place has made us parental heroes over and over again. And so great to see also some kids here too. And for me also, I want to welcome 2 new citizens to our city, Mayhem and Chaos. These 2 little critters are a delight for all, and now they're in a great place. They also sound like the names of heavy metal bands, which I also like. But we, of course, that's the name of our two otters who came to us from Louisiana. As interesting backstory, Mayhem and Chaos, they earned their names. They were getting into trouble basically raiding shrimp farms, which of course the shrimp farmers did not like. And so we've now found a great home for them, and they don't have to interrupt the shrimping industry anymore. And so we're very excited to have them. And instead of, normally what would happen, of course, is these otters are actually put down or trapped or sold or whatever. So this also is something that's, very important for just animal protection and a whole host of ecological reasons that we want to go into and showcase as part of the educational side of the exhibit. So it's fun for kids too, but we also are excited to be able to teach kids and adults as well. Now, I mentioned some of our partners in this project. $2 million from Bernalillo County. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I want to highlight this because I believe, and I'll wrap it up with this, I believe in this concept of one Albuquerque. And that just happens to be because that name is a little bit more known than Bernalillo. But it's just the point is basically no matter what government we're in, right? Whether it's the county government or a MAFCA, the flood control, or the Conservancy District, we have all these different kinds of governments. But we believe that we should come together to do what's right for our community, which just by extension happens to often be referred to as Albuquerque. So this notion of coming together is really important, and I want to share this because I really do appreciate the county and the city coming together on this. This is the first time in 25 years that the city and the county have partnered on a project here. So this actually is a reflection of leadership and dedication to the community that we all represent, regardless of which hat that we wear. And so for us, it's a shining star example of what it means to be one Albuquerque come together as leaders to do something special for our community. And so thank you for that, everyone who's helped out at the county as well on this. Okay, so I think, Doctor, we next up, and that is my introduction to the gentleman who made no. Ooh, okay, so I'm just going to do a nice bridge to Patti. So part of this is also partnering with the nonprofit sector and the private sector to fund a lot of these projects. And we see this whether it's the elephant exhibit at the zoo or some other things we're going to be talking about. And the bridge between these government entities has been the BioPark Society, literally, physically, and financially bringing us together as one community. And so to speak on behalf of that, Patti, come on up.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming today. I'm Patti Williams, the president of the New Mexico BioPark Society. As the mayor said, the BioPark Society is the nonprofit support organization for the Albuquerque BioPark Society. We have fabulous board members, and 3 of them are sitting right over here. Paul Mondragon, Lynn Haynes, and Diane Fleming, and they do a lot of work. This was one of those projects. When the BioPark management said they wanted to build an otter exhibit and show the aquarium some love, we said how much and got going. We'd never asked the county for support before, so we said why not? The BioPark is squarely in the county's borders, and our first visit was to Commissioner Debbie OMalley, who it turned out loves otters. So it was just a great match to start with. And so that's how we got going. We're proud to say that this exhibit is the first of its kind at the BioPark that was funded through county, city, state, and private and corporate donations throughout the society. So everybody who could partner in this did partner in this, and it's awesome. This is truly an exhibit for the people, by the people, since we're approaching Independence Day here. So a little Independence Day history. At the time America was founded, river otters were common in North America, but their luxurious pelts, and you'll see them, they're gorgeous with little dapples of silver, made them victims of the fur trade. They were actually a big factor in the French and Indian Wars. As the nation grew, their habitats were destroyed, water was polluted, and that greatly reduced native populations and virtually eliminated river otters from much of their original range. New Mexico is in their original range. So these little girls are coming home. They thrived, even though they're decimated other places, in the waterways of Louisiana. Our little ladies, as the mayor said, set up housekeeping at a shrimp farm in Louisiana, which is kind of smart, but they were literally eating into business profits. My mom is from Louisiana, and she would call these varmints. And I can tell you, it's possible that these varmints, now known as nuisance otters, could just as likely have ended up a gumbo as in this beautiful habitat that they're going to be in. So they became New Mexicans. They're residents of Bernalillo County, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And each of those governmental entities had a role in bringing them here, and we thank them. We'd like to thank the county commissioners. Thank you, county folks, for putting the $2 million otter bond to the voters, because clearly Bernalillo County residents wanted otters, and here we are finally giving them those. That included at the time Debbie OMalley, District 1, Art De La Cruz, District 2, Maggie Hart Stebbins, District 3, Lonnie C. Talbot, District 4, and Wayne Johnson, District 5. We'd like to also thank the New Mexico legislature for a $297,000 donation CIP project that they gave. That was the 57th legislative section. Mayor, were you in the legislature, the 52nd session?
Of the year.
Okay, well, I don't remember. It's been a while. The city of Albuquerque donated $50,000 of the GRT tax, which the the public also voted in an election to bestow on the BioPark so that we could have fabulous things like this. And there were $300,000 in donations from many individuals and companies. A big one being $105,000 from Greg Levinson and Southwest Capital Bank. So we want to thank them, give them a big thank you. Van Gilbert was the architect who designed the facility that you're going to see. T.A. Cole & Sons did some construction. The Department of Municipal Development was instrumental in having this come together. And Storylab was the company that did the digital interactions and theming that you'll see, and they're quite beautiful. The BioPark staff and the New Mexico BioPark Society staff, which includes the people who are managing these critters, the keepers, and the education staff, in particular Pamela and Sherry, for all the educational content management for this exhibit. Conrad also did, who's an employee of the BioPark Society, did some of the graphics, which you'll see are lovely. And they're very intricate, they're textured, they're layered. Take a look at them up close because you should really appreciate how gorgeous they are. So we want to thank all those people. So let the wild rumpus begin with these furry, fun-loving, frisky critters. And I would like to introduce the chairman of the county commission right now, Stephen Michael Casada. Come on up. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and I dressed for the BioPark. Thank you very much. Just, if you're going to the BioPark, you want to get rid of the suit, you want to get rid of the tie. I grew up on the other side of the river here back a long time ago. And a long time ago, there was really nothing over here. And so if you would have came to me and said that you were going to build this, and then eventually you were going to put aquariums and otters and everything else, that would have suited me fine because I'm a dad. And just like the mayor, I brought my kids here many times over and over, even though my daughter was terrified of the jellyfish. I don't know why. I just couldn't get her, I couldn't even drag her by there. But we all have our phobias, right? This is a great day because, Bernalillo County, the city of Albuquerque, the state of New Mexico have been partnering since I became a county commissioner at a higher level. This isn't the first. There'll be many, many more to come. We are now collaborating on a visitor center up on top of 9 Mile Hill that is a collaboration because we want to pull people off the freeway, down Central, right here to the BioPark. That's what we want to do, instead of them staying on the freeway and going to the mall. Because this is what makes Albuquerque unique. This is what makes Bernalillo County unique, is the great Route 66 stretch that we have going here. I'd like to also thank Julie, our great county manager, Julie Morges-Baca. I think she's here. I'd like to, personally thank all the commissioners. I think our other commissioner, Lonnie Talbert, is here. Thank you, because he also helps with a lot of great collaborations with the city, the county, and the state. But we know Commissioner OMalley was instrumental in the driving force behind the support for this exhibit. She asked the commission in 2014 to increase the county's general obligation bond funding capacity to include the wonderful Otter exhibit. The voters of Bernalillo County said yes, and $2 million was given for the project. Along with the Otter exhibit, voters also put money into libraries, parks, roads, and public safety. The voters of Bernalillo County have always tirelessly supported the quality of life and the quality of life issues that are put before them. All of this was done without spending any taxpayer dollars. The exhibit will bring in our children, our families who want to learn and have fun. And this gives the visitors to our great community another wonderful experience. With those visitors also comes revenue. Projections are that this exhibit could generate up to $11 million per year. And that's huge for Bernalillo County and the city of Albuquerque, not to mention the state of New Mexico. So thank you all who came out here and made this a special day. I hope you have fun. I can't wait to meet Chaos, right? Because that's just, I'm already partial to Chaos, because that's been my life. So me and him have something in common. Thank you very much. Again, thank you all for showing up.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming. I'm Holly Casman. I'm the aquarium manager here. And river otters were very common in New Mexico once. They inhabited the Rio Grande as well as the Gila and the San Juan and the Canadian rivers. But back in 1953, the last one in the state was trapped. And New Mexico went without river otters for over 50 years. Back in 2008, the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish decided to reintroduce otters, and between 2008 and 2010, over 33 otters were released into northern New Mexico near the Taos Gorge. Since then, otters have thrived and been reproducing. This is all documented by wildlife cameras and sightings. And we have a healthy population. So river otters are back in New Mexico. It's a really fun, sleek, beautiful predator, and it's exciting to have them back. I wanted to thank mainly our BioPark and Aquarium staff for all the help they did with putting together this exhibit. Tommy Farrell and his life support crew are responsible for the beautiful pool that's so clear and the running stream. We have Maria Thomas and her horticulture crew that did all the landscaping in the exhibit using all New Mexico native plants that you would find in northern New Mexico. Rich Lerner, especially over there, was instrumental in working with the construction crews and making sure that our exhibit was up to par for everything an aquarium, an otter could ever want, need, or desire. His staff of aquarists who take care of all the beautiful animals and exhibits here at the aquarium, especially Maddie and Ashley, our primary otter trainers, who've been working with Chaos and Mayhem for over 2 years now, or close to 2 years, working on basic husbandry behaviors to allow us to do medical procedures on them and acclimate them to life here. Instead of raiding shrimp farms in the wild, they get served shrimp on a platter every morning, as well as fish, and they're doing great. They have a lovely exhibit. Just also wanted to thank everybody else, our maintenance team, our education team who helped write the graphics, and everybody else who worked on the exhibit. You all know who you are. I really, really appreciate you guys. We have a great staff here at the BioPark, and they pour their heart and soul into these exhibits. So now I'd like to invite everybody to go out this door for the ribbon cutting. Members of the press and speakers can go out this door, and we'll have a ribbon cutting. But otters are back in New Mexico, and they're back at the aquarium.
3, 2,